You wake up again. The darkness feels heavier this time, as if the night itself is pressing down on you. Your eyes flutter open, not from a peaceful dream, but because your bladder insists it's time to move. You sit up slowly, hands reaching out, searching for the path to the bathroom you've memorized through countless nights. The clock on your bedside table glows 2:14 a.m., but you've lost track of time long ago. This ritual, rising, walking, returning, has become a silent, unwelcome companion. You wonder quietly and often, is this just part of getting older? Is it inevitable, this endless midnight march? Many of the men I see in my practice, men just like you, carry this same question. There's a common assumption that waking up multiple times at night to urinate is simply the body's way of aging. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? That something as simple and as overlooked as the fruits you choose to eat can make a profound difference in how often you're called away from your rest? You might be skeptical, and that's understandable. You've probably tried other fixes, pills, routines, advice that promised relief but left you feeling more tired, more confused. This isn't about quick fixes or gimmicks. It's about reclaiming your nights with knowledge rooted in your body's natural rhythms, starting at the fruit bowl. Let me tell you about Frank. Frank is a man I've known for years, a retired postman in his late 60s with a warm smile and a sharp wit. When he first came to me, he was embarrassed and frustrated. Night after night, he woke up 3, sometimes 4 times, unable to sleep longer stretches. He blamed his prostate, worried about what the doctor might say, and feared the worst. But when we looked deeper into his habits, it wasn't just his prostate at work. Frank had a routine. Every evening before bed, he'd eat a couple of apples as a healthy snack. He thought he was doing all the right things. Apples are good for you, aren't they? The surprising truth was that those apples were quietly sabotaging his nights. The natural sugars and mild acidity were stirring his bladder, making it irritable and more active when it should have been resting. Frank's story is not unique. Many men unknowingly consume fruits that, at certain times of the day, work against restful sleep. But understanding which fruits soothe your bladder and which ones provoke it can make a night and day difference. So why does this happen? Nighttime urination, or nocturia as we call it, is more complex than just having to go because you drank too much water. It's a dance of many factors inside your body, a delicate balance that can be tipped by what you eat, how your kidneys work, and how your bladder reacts. Imagine your bladder as an orchestra conductor. When all the instruments are tuned, your hormones, nerves, kidneys, it leads a calm symphony of rest. But when discordant notes enter, like sugars, acids, or irritants, the conductor loses control and the music becomes chaotic. As we age, changes happen in our bodies. Our kidneys may filter fluids differently, and the hormones that help us retain water overnight don't work as efficiently. Add to that the irritation caused by certain foods and drinks, and your bladder may become overly sensitive, waking you up with the slightest urge. Sugar spikes from fruit can cause your body to flush fluids rapidly, acting like a natural diuretic, while acidic fruits may inflame the delicate lining of your bladder, creating urgency. It's a subtle, invisible irritation, but it can be loud in its effects. Understanding this helps shift the perspective from helpless acceptance to empowered action. It's not about stopping fruit altogether. That would be a shame. Fruits provide vital nutrients, fiber, and antioxidants that support overall health. Instead, it's about timing and choice, knowing which fruits can lull your bladder into calm and which ones might jolt it awake. After years of working with patients like Frank and studying the intricate dance of nutrition and bladder health, I've seen patterns emerge. There are fruits that you should avoid eating late in the day, especially after 6 p.m., because they have properties that tend to increase urine production or irritate the bladder lining. These fruits, while healthy in other contexts, can become unwelcome partners in your nighttime struggle. Take apples, for instance. They're often seen as the quintessential healthy snack. Yet they contain a type of sugar called fructose and have a mild acidity that can encourage your bladder to work overtime. Then there's watermelon, a juicy delight in summer, packed with water and natural diuretics that stimulate urine production. Pineapple brings sweetness and vitamin C, but is also acidic enough to stir bladder discomfort. Citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit are common culprits too. Their acidity can act like a wake-up call for your bladder. And grapes, while small and sweet, are packed with sugars that might lead to glucose spikes, sending signals to your kidneys to increase urine flow. It's important to remember that none of these fruits are bad in the absolute sense. They have tremendous health benefits during the day. But in the quiet hours leading to bedtime, they can be like a stone tossed into still water, sending ripples that disturb the peace you need to rest. Avoiding these fruits in the evening isn't about deprivation. It's about respecting your body's changing needs as the day winds down. But there is good news. Alongside the fruits to avoid, there are gentle, bladder-friendly fruits that can support a restful night. Think of these as lullabies for your bladder, calming, nourishing, and kind. Bananas, for example, are low in acid and rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps relax muscles and soothe irritability. Blueberries carry antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties that can calm the bladder lining. Cherries, often overlooked, are a natural source of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles, helping your body prepare for rest. Pears offer a gentle sweetness with fiber and low acidity, making them easy on your system. Papaya, rich in enzymes and low in acid, can reduce inflammation and support digestive ease. Incorporating these fruits into your evening snack can be a small but meaningful step toward better sleep. Imagine a handful of blueberries or a few slices of papaya as part of a quiet ritual before bed. Soft, sweet, and soothing rather than stimulating. These choices speak to the rhythms of your body, supporting its natural inclination toward calm. Of course, food is only one part of the story. The way you live, move, and hydrate throughout the day weaves together with your diet to influence how your nights unfold. Avoiding fruit or heavy meals too close to bedtime, tracking your body's responses, and pairing fruit with a bit of protein can all help steady the bladder's rhythm. Hydration should be steady during daylight hours, not loaded just before sleep. Think of your bladder like an aging engine. It performs best when warmed up gradually and allowed to idle quietly come nightfall. As we explore these ideas, you may begin to see nocturia not as an inevitable sentence, but as a manageable condition, one that responds to your choices, habits, and care. The next part of our conversation will dive deeper into specific fruits to include and avoid, practical lifestyle steps you can take, and ways to reclaim the restful night you deserve. But for now, hold on to the thought that your body, your bladder, and your nights can find harmony again. When you look at your fruit bowl tonight, I want you to ask a new question. Not just what's healthy, but what's healing for your sleep. Because rest is more than a luxury. It's a vital part of your well-being, your strength, and your joy. And as we continue, I'll share with you the knowledge and tools to make that rest a reality once more. As we move forward, it's time to look closely at those fruits you might want to set aside once evening approaches. Imagine your bladder as a quiet pond at dusk, still, reflective, ready for rest. Now, picture tossing stones into that pond, sending ripples that disturb the peace. Some fruits, though delicious and healthy by day, can act like those stones after dinner, nudging your bladder into action when all you want is calm and quiet. Let's start with apples. Their crisp sweetness is a morning delight, but in the evening, their natural sugars and mild acidity can ignite your bladder's sensitivity. The fructose in the apples is absorbed and metabolized in ways that can lead to increased urine production, almost like turning on a tap inside your body. That's why you might notice a growing urgency or more frequent trips to the bathroom after snacking on apples later in the day. It's not a flaw in the fruit, but a delicate interaction between its components and your aging system. Watermelon, beloved for its hydrating qualities, is another fruit to enjoy thoughtfully. With over 90% water content, it acts as a natural diuretic, encouraging your kidneys to push out fluid more rapidly. Eating watermelon before bed is like filling a bucket with holes. The water doesn't stay, and your bladder fills quickly, interrupting your precious sleep. Pineapple carries its own story. Vibrant and sweet, rich in vitamin C but also acidic. This acidity can irritate the lining of your bladder, causing sensations of urgency or discomfort when you least want it. Citrus fruits, those vibrant orbs of sunshine like oranges and grapefruit, are staples in many diets for good reason. Their vitamin C content and refreshing tang are uplifting, but their acidity is a double-edged sword. For men with sensitive bladders or who wake frequently at night, these fruits can act like a spark, igniting mild inflammation that calls your bladder to action. And then there are grapes, small and easy to nibble, but packed with sugars that can cause subtle blood sugar spikes, triggering your kidneys to flush fluids more aggressively. This isn't a story about elimination or restriction, it's about timing and respect. These fruits have their place in your diet, perhaps in the morning or early afternoon, when your body can process their effects without disrupting your rest. It's about tuning into your own rhythms and learning to listen to what your body needs, not what habits or assumptions tell you. Now, let's turn toward the fruits that offer your bladder a soothing embrace, especially as night falls. These are the fruits that sing lullabies rather than alarms, gentle companions in your quest for restful sleep. Bananas, for instance, are an unsung hero in bladder health. Their low acidity and rich magnesium content help relax muscles, including the bladder's own muscular wall, easing tension and sensitivity. I often recommend them to patients as a calming evening snack, a soft balm that helps quiet the body's restlessness. Blueberries are another quiet champion. Beyond their antioxidant power that supports your body's fight against inflammation, they have a subtle way of soothing irritated tissues. Their anti-inflammatory properties can help reduce the low-level bladder inflammation that wakes you up in the middle of the night. Cherries, often overlooked in conversations about sleep, deserve special mention. They contain natural melatonin, the hormone that signals your brain it's time to rest. Enjoying a handful of cherries in the evening can gently nudge your body toward a more synchronized sleep cycle. Pears, with their mild sweetness and low acidity, are kind to the bladder and digestive system alike. They provide fiber, which supports regular digestion, a factor that indirectly influences bladder comfort. Papaya, rich in enzymes that aid digestion and low in acid, works to reduce inflammation and ease the body's evening load, making it another excellent choice for later in the day. Incorporating these fruits into your evening routine can become a small ritual of care and self-awareness. Imagine settling into your favorite chair, a soft light glowing nearby, with a small bowl of blueberries or slices of papaya at your side. This isn't just a snack. It's a signal to your body that the day's bustle is over, that calm is welcome, and that your bladder can rest. Of course, food is only one piece of the puzzle. The way you move throughout the day, the rhythm of your hydration, and the habits surrounding your evening all shape how your bladder behaves at night. I encourage you to think about your hydration like a steady stream, drinking consistently during the day, but gently tapering off as night falls. Avoid gulping down fluids, especially water, tea, or coffee, close to bedtime. If you're willing, try keeping a simple journal for a week or two. Track what fruits you eat when you eat them, and how often you wake during the night. It's a small act that can reveal patterns you might otherwise miss, empowering you to make mindful choices tailored to your unique body. Pairing your evening fruit with a bit of protein, a few almonds, or a small spoonful of cottage cheese can also help stabilize blood sugar and slow the fruit's absorption, preventing sudden spikes that prompt your kidneys to work overtime. Movement during the day is another important factor. Gentle walks, stretching, or even light resistance exercises help support your circulation and bladder health. Think of your bladder as an aging engine. It performs best when warmed up gradually through the day and allowed to idle quietly at night. This means respecting your body's signals and routines rather than forcing yourself into patterns that disrupt its natural rhythm. As you take these steps, it's vital to remember the deeper story here. Not just about bodily functions or dietary tweaks, but about reclaiming a vital part of your life: restful, uninterrupted sleep. There is a dignity in being able to rest fully, a deep restoration that goes beyond physical health and reaches into your emotional and mental well-being. The nights can become a sanctuary again, a time where your mind can wander freely, dreams can unfold gently, and your body can repair itself in the way nature intended. You deserve that peace. You deserve to awaken feeling refreshed, not drained by a night punctuated by trips to the bathroom. It's not a sign of weakness or resignation to let this struggle define you. In fact, the courage to seek understanding and make small changes is an act of strength. When Frank began adjusting his fruit choices and pairing them with lifestyle changes, he found relief, not overnight, but gradually, as his body responded to kindness and care. His story could be yours. Tonight, as you gaze at your fruit bowl, consider it more than a simple snack source. See it as a partner in your journey to better nights. Ask yourself, which fruits will help me rest? Which will stir my bladder into wakefulness? This new perspective is the beginning of a healing conversation between you and your body. If you decide to try one small change, perhaps swapping an apple for a banana after dinner, or replacing a glass of watermelon juice with a handful of cherries, you're planting a seed of hope. It may feel humble, but these seeds grow into habits that nourish your nights and, by extension, your days. I invite you to share your experiences, your questions, and your victories, no matter how small, in the comments below. This is a community where understanding and empathy thrive, and your voice matters. You're not alone in this, and together we can shed light on the quiet struggles many face but few speak about. Remember, this isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about restoring a part of your life that too often feels lost, the ability to rest deeply and wake up with energy and peace. I'm Dr. Michael Hanks, and I want you to know, the night doesn't have to belong to your bladder. It can belong to your dreams again. So tonight, take that gentle step. Choose a fruit that calms rather than stirs. Honor your body's need for rest, and trust that with patience and care, those stolen nights can become a memory, replaced by the quiet, healing sleep you deserve.